الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. ولا تقولوا, do not say, لمن يقتل في سبيل الله, of those who are slain in the way of Allah, أموات, that they are dead, بل, instead, أحياء, they are alive, ولكن لا تشعرون, you do not perceive, ولكن لا تشعرون, but you do not perceive. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ, surely we will test you with a bit of بِشَيْءٍ, with a bit of مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ, of fear, وَالْجُوعِ, and hunger, وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ, and loss in wealth, وَالْأَنفُسِ, and loss of lives, وَالثَّمَرَاتِ, and of fruits, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ, and give glad tidings to the patient. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ, who, when a suffering visits them, say, قَالُوا, say, إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ, we certainly belong to Allah, and to Him we are bound to return. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَيْهِمْ صَلَوَاتٌ مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَرَحْمَةٌ, those are the ones upon whom there are blessings from their Lord and mercy. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ, and those are the ones who are on the right path. So, yesterday we had read that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is advising the people who have believed to take help from sabr and salah. And today Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is particularly mentioning a special kind of people who are what? Who died in the path of Allah. Such people are called, who are slain in the path of Allah, shaheed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that do not call these people dead. Do not say that they are dead. Bal ahya, they are alive. Walakin la tashurun, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining a big thing in the next few words, that you do not know. You cannot get the full sense of their life. So the consensus of the ulama is that everyone who dies has a life after their death, and we all believe this. The life in qabr, there is definitely for everyone a life in qabr. In the grave, everyone has a life. Now, that life is of different kinds and of different levels. The general people who pass away, they have the life of the lowest level. So it's very far from the life that we have here. The next level is of the shuhada, the people who have died, who have laid their lives in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have a life which is higher and more life-like than the general mu'mineen. And then the highest level, the strongest of lives, is the life of the anbiya, the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How are they graded? An example would be that in terms of sense, or if you call it, in other words, in terms of life, our fingers, the tips of our fingers, feel a lot more than some other parts of our body. For example, our skin under our feet. That has a lot less sense than the tips of our fingers. So similarly, when the general mu'mineen, when the general people die, general human beings die, who are not shuhada, who are not anbiya, they pass away, their life in the grave is such that their bodies are eaten by dust and clay and the insects and the germs and everything, and they decay. The shuhada, their life is higher in terms that the effects of that life extend to their physical body, and their bodies are not eaten. They do not decay. They remain fresh. The shuhada. Now it should be remembered the definition of shaheed is the one who lays his life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If somebody apparently we see that they died fighting for the cause of Allah, but we do not know for sure what was their real intention. So there have been cases when people apparently died in the path of Allah, but still their bodies decayed. One explanation to this could be that they did not fulfill the definition of a shaheed, which is in the truest of senses laying down their lives for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So maybe they had some other intentions at their heart. That is one explanation. There are several other explanations and there are details to it that are not really necessary at this level. But we should understand that there is a life in grave. The highest life is of the Anbiya. And that life is so strong that even after their passing away, their wives cannot remarry. Their inheritance is not distributed. When we come to a little lower level of the shuhada, although they are alive, their wives can remarry. Their wirasat or inheritance is distributed. And for the general people, it is even less strong, who do not die in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who have a normal death. It is even less strong, and so on and so forth. So this should be understood that people, and upon this there is a consensus of all ulama of Islam throughout time, that there is life in the grave. The Prophet ﷺ is alive in his grave. The Anbiya are alive in their graves. The Shuhada are alive in their graves, and so on and so forth. But we should understand this very important part. وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is himself saying that their life, you cannot get a full sense of their life. People explain it through different examples. For example, one life we have when we are disconnected from this world, when we are asleep. But we are alive, but we are asleep. So we are detached from this world, and we are still in this world. And when we come back to life, if somebody wants to wake us up, we wake up and we come back to life. So different examples, different ulama have used, but we should be understand. And one thing is for sure, that there is life in grave. Can we get a full sense of that? No. Who has the highest level of life? The Anbiya. Definitely the Shuhada has a life which is stronger than the common people, and the common people also have is some sort of life that we do not understand. We do gain evidence of that from several hadiths. The torment, the adab of qabr also is a proof that there will be some sort of life in qabr. Now, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we will test you with a bit of. So this is a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is assuring us that not everything will be taken away from us. بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. A bit of fear, a bit of hunger, a bit of loss of wealth and lives and fruits, or our crops. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, out of all these tests, give glad tidings to the people who are patient. The concept of sabr we went over yesterday, staying steadfast no matter what the odds are, staying away from the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, staying steadfast on the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and being calm and taking all the calamities and recognizing that these are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the next ayah as well. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ. These are the people that when a calamity afflicts them, what do they say? قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. What comes out of their hearts and their tongues is that they chant this fact, that they say this fact, that we belong wholly, all of us, and that in totality we belong to Inna Lillah. We belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa inna ilayhi raji'un. In the future, if there's any concern for the future, there can't be any real concern for the future, because we belong to Allah, we come from Allah, and we are returning to Allah. So whatever loss we are having, it was given to us in the first place by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it has been taken away, it has been taken away by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's really no reason in reality to be worried or to be concerned, and that is at the core of their sabr. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, as Mufti Shafi Sahib has written, that أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَيْهِمْ صَلَوَاتٌ مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَرَحْمَةٌ. These are the people who have, in addition to the general rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the general blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is over all of the people, these people have particular salawat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, particular blessings and mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially because of their sabr. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَيْهِمْ صَلَوَاتٌ مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَرَحْمَةٌ. And then one final three words, really important words, وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ. As Mufti Shafi Sahib has explained this, that these are the people who have found the secret of this life. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ. These are the people who have been guided to the secret of this life. And what is that secret? Again, that everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That we belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are going to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the people who have been guided to that secret of the life. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll start, not tomorrow, next week, inshallah, we'll start the next ruku about Safa and Marwa and the other, about Hajj. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذي أهلك وخاصتك. لا إله إلا الله الحليم الكريم. سبحان الله رب العرش العظيم والحمد لله رب العالمين. نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل إثم. لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا حاجة هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.